Hi everyone, so glad you can join me today. My name is Miss Tsai, the school counselor intern at Northside College Prep for the 2019-2020 academic year. I'm a graduate student at DePaul University in the counseling program, and today I am really excited to be sharing session one of a three-part series on the importance of developing a growth mindset. Turns out our mindsets have a powerful effect on motivation and achievement. We all know Northside has a reputation for being very competitive and that you have to be really smart to get in. For some students, it can get overwhelming really fast in an environment that demands and expects a lot more from them compared to their previous school. The key to your success, at least one of them, is having the right mindset to help grow your intelligence. Let me show you how. Let's begin with Dr. Carol Dweck, a world-renowned psychologist at Stanford University. She's the one responsible for shining a spotlight on the importance of mindset. She spent decades doing research on this topic and early on identified two types of mindsets people have about learning and their intelligence: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. A fixed mindset is a belief that our ability is innate and basically our qualities are carved in stone. The growth mindset is the belief that we can improve our abilities and increase intelligence through our efforts, strategies, and help from others. Let's dive deeper into these two mindsets and how they affect us on various levels. A person with a fixed mindset will view their skills as something they are born with and cannot change. A person with a growth mindset will know that there's always room to improve skills with hard work and extra effort. When it comes to challenges, a person with a fixed mindset fears challenges, and it's something that they will avoid at all costs. The fear of failing and being judged for failing is so great that it's actually better not to try than to expose that they're not good at all. So they'll give up pretty quickly once they realize how hard that challenge is they are facing. A person with a growth mindset views challenges as an opportunity to grow. A growth mindset will know that failure is part of a learning process and it doesn't define them. So rather than fear it, they'll actually welcome it. And when it comes to effort, a fixed mindset will view it as unnecessary and something you do when you're not good enough. I know this kind of sounds counterintuitive, but just stick with me here. Some students might have been told from an early age, wow, you're so smart, for something that required little to no effort at all. And so what happens is this reinforced belief that we must be born smart. And so when we face a problem that requires a little more time and effort to work through, we immediately panic and think, oh, maybe I'm not smart after all. So this fear sets in and we end up giving up. The growth mindset recognizes that effort is essential in mastering any skill or problem faced. Because failure is part of the learning process, a growth mindset will put more effort in even if they make a mistake or face setbacks. Putting in the extra work and effort is necessary. When it comes to feedback, fixed mindset person will take it very personally and get defensive of any advice or criticism that they receive. The growth mindset person will find feedback as useful and incorporate it into their strategy for improving. This is why asking for help is such an important aspect of the growth mindset. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of growth and maturity. And finally, setbacks. For a fixed mindset, setbacks are never a person's fault. They will blame others to get highly discouraged and give up. A growth mindset will use setbacks as a wake-up call. For instance, when you get a low grade, a growth mindset will not blame the teacher and won't think that they're a failure. Instead, they'll probably think something like this: gee, I missed the mark on this one. Maybe next time I need to make sure I'm studying the right section or ask the teacher for additional instruction. Your failures, mistakes, and setbacks do not define you. With a growth mindset, you will learn that failing is part of the learning process. No one expects you to be perfect because no one is. The benefits of having a growth mindset is undeniable. Studies have shown that students with a growth mindset have better grades, higher rates of on-time graduation, lower numbers of failed classes, and a great predictor of who will take more rigorous and advanced classes throughout their academic year. In an experiment conducted by Dr. Dweck and her team, a group of fifth graders were all given a test that was slightly harder than their grade level. They were given their scores and received one line of praise, either "you must be really smart at this" or "you must have worked really hard." Students were then given a second test, and the choice was to take an easier or harder test. And of the students who were praised for their efforts, 90% of them chose the harder test. A second test was offered, and each time students who were praised for their smartness chose the easier test, while the students who were praised for their efforts continuously chose the harder test. With a growth mindset, we learn that facing challenges is something that is not to be feared, but again, it pushes the students to move forward. Think of it like this. When we learn anything for the first time that requires more effort than we're used to, it can take a toll on your confidence. Whether it's trying to solve a complicated calculus problem or learning a new sport or instrument, or even making new friends, when we try something for the first time, it can feel very precarious at first. The key thing to know is that with hard work, trying new strategies, and asking for help can really help build our confidence. You can't give up no matter how hard or impossible it may seem. You have the power to turn that scary tightrope into a bridge, the bridge to your success. A key component of growth mindset is the power of yet. There is actual power in believing that you can improve. And Dr. Dweck gives this TED Talk where she first learned about the power of yet from a high school in Chicago that didn't give out failing grades. Yeah, you heard me, no failing grades. So if a student was on the cusp of failing a class, they received not an F, but a grade of not yet. What the school realized was that students who failed often had self-defeating thoughts, like an old tape recorder that kept playing over their heads, saying things like, "I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. I must be nothing." This type of negative self-talk ends up working like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the school wanted to stop this vicious cycle and free students of the tyranny of now. They realized that all students were on a learning curve, and because everyone is unique, some students require a little bit more time. So the lesson here is the next time you tell yourself, "I'm not good at this," just add the word "yet" to the end of that sentence. And you'll quickly realize that this act of self-compassion is very powerful and freeing. So which step are you on? Whether you're climbing up the stairs of the Sears Tower or learning calculus for the first time, it's important to overcome those first steps of self-doubt and negative thinking. Break free from the fixed mindset and work on developing a growth mindset so you can reach your goals and achieve more than you imagined. Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope this got you thinking about your own mindset and how you can start reshaping the way you think about your own skills, abilities, and intelligence. And make sure you tune into the next session on this 3-part webinar series. Until then, keep growing and goodbye.